Hi everybody, I'm Blue, and today I have to talk about GameOverse. Admittedly, when I started this video, I was really wanting to cheer it on and hope for its success, but I don't think it needs any assistance at this point. Its shining quality speaks for itself. But of course I have things to say about this dazzling pilot, so let's jump in. I love video games. I love anime. And I love cartoons. If you haven't figured this out about me by now, well, feel free to subscribe because we talk about that a lot here on this channel. And I feel like all of these things are such strong influence on this creative team that you can feel it from the way that the worlds function, to the art style, to the magical girl transformation. All of these things fold together in a beautiful and amazing way to create this series. As the pilot starts, we are immediately thrown into Kit and Caboodle's backstory, their time as the heroes of their world, but upon defeating their final boss, their world, their home, is destroyed, and they are only saved because of a mysterious figure named Dusk. Now, Kit and Caboodle are members of Farcade, a group dedicated to make sure that other planets don't meet the same fate. But the only way to protect the planet is to make sure that the hero of the world never defeats their villain. Unfortunately, they are not the only group that has this knowledge. A team of villainous individuals called Syntax wants to assure the destruction of these planets, allegedly to return their old destroyed ones back to normal, but I don't know. We don't have enough information on that yet, and I am suspicious. I think everything in this show is going to end up being really, really morally gray. Anyways, Kit and Caboodle are joined by Gobbles the Lernosaurus, who they had rescued in a previous mission. Though this magenta dinosaur with a seemingly crippling tablet obsession doesn't exactly scream MVP of the team. Babysitting this literal dino man baby isn't their only problem though, as Syntax finds them and guns down their ship, separating Kit and Caboodle. Now, on the homeworld of Flappers the Super Dolphin, the premise of the show is in play. Syntax want to find the hero of this world to help them destroy the world, and the heroes, well, Gobbles and Caboodle are on the lookout for how to stop the win condition. Kit, however, is seemingly more interested in finding Caboodle since they got separated. Which is honestly my biggest critique of the show as of right now. Kit is obviously supposed to be our main character, and yet she is the one least interested in engaging with the main plotline. We see that her experience losing her world has scarred her deeply, sometimes making her act irrationally, but for the main character and in a pilot specifically, you would think that she would be the one pushing the story forward, not Caboodle, and certainly not Gobbles, who just kinda got thrown into this. But that's what we got. Everything comes to a head when Flappers and his arch-nemesis Snappers clash. Due to the nature of the game's code, neither group can directly interfere with the fight, but that doesn't stop them from running their own fight in the background. Who wins, Farcade or Syntax? Who loses? What does it mean if the villains win? Who are the villains in this situation? What are the true objectives of Farcade and Syntax? Some of this is answered in the pilot, and some of it is hopefully waiting in the future episodes. So I really love this concept. The writing is genuinely funny to me, the jokes land when they are supposed to, and they make you roll your eyes when they're supposed to. And overall, it's just kinda right up my alley. I was a little worried going into this because I'm a big Game Grumps fan, and I know Aaron was a writer on it. And so I was a little worried that I was going to see his humor and not see it in the characters as much. But it didn't really distract me, except for one instance of Caboodle calling somebody "you freak," which is just such an Aaron phrase. But other than that, I thought it was all just really well written, and all the lines felt like they were delivered the way that they were intended to be, and not just the way that Aaron wrote them to be. Which is great writing, and that goes for the references too. There's the sequence where the Syntax are preparing to shoot down Farcade's ship, and they pull out arcade guns and begin shooting at the screen. Just little touches like that work so well. It's not, look, do you know what this is? Like jingling a pair of keys in front of a toddler. It's baked into the premise, and every time it shows up, it's welcomed. And that is awesome. In an age where we have so many movies dedicated to just pointing at the thing and saying, you like this, doing it in a way that's fun is a hard skill to come by. I think all of the characters we've met so far are incredibly likable. Even our big bad Warwick, who is so big and imposing and intimidating, can make things like Dum Dum and Big Oops feel like they're in character for him. Kit and Caboodle have some good optimist to pessimist banter. Misinformation and Fold are just hilarious in pretty much every scene they are in, really catching that dynamic dunce energy I've only seen perfected by Jessie and James from Pokemon. But I do have one character I've latched onto really hard, and that's Gobbles. Haha, dumb idiot preschool game character whose deal is learning is cool. That's so lame. No. Gobbles is terrifying. Or at least his potential is. He explains in the episode that he is a Learnosaurus. He learns from the world around him as well as the people he meets. But this isn't just him talking, we see it happen in the episode. Despite being the newest recruit, he is quick to ping that Flappers is the hero, but he just doesn't trust himself to admit it, especially when Kit tells him he's likely wrong. He goes from drowning in the water that they find themselves in to immediately learning how to swim. And in the post-credits, there's a few instances of him, and only him, using abilities outside of the current moveset. He's going to keep learning, and I'm so excited to see how they are going to explore it. Since watching the pilot a few times, I will admit, I've found myself pondering, if they were to do a roguelike, how would that world function with it resetting over and over again? Or, you know what would be cool is if they took the Gladys concept from Portal, but they made it like a rhythm game instead. Oh, or what about something like a Hat in Time, where technically the hero versus villain clash does happen, but you could honestly make an argument as to who is the hero. This pilot did such a great job of setting the rules of the worlds that it's really easy to think of your favorite game and try to figure out how it would function with these characters. But that's also just something I love to do, connect logic between sources and apply it in a new setting. It's why I've read so many Alice in Wonderland adaptations and why Twisted Wonderland hooked its teeth in me so deep. This series feels like it was made to itch that particular part of my brain, and I love it. And I have so many theories and things that are just kind of chipping at my brain where we just don't have enough context to fully explain it. Like, I feel like there's gonna be themes revolving around lost media and preservation of it, letting it slip away, and what the importance of both of those are. And there's not a lot of context for it, but I'm thinking about it. But I guess all of this is just sort of a long-winded version of me saying, I am intrigued. I 100% want to know where they go with this. It is amazing listening to like the behind the scenes commentary that Ross posted on Giwi's channel, or some of the tweets that have come out in regards to this, of just how much work they put forward to this series. This was made with love, and you can feel it, and you can tell it, and I'm so excited to see what comes next. I hope there's gonna be more episodes. Yes, I did buy the Gobbles plush, and I will see you later.